Anyways, so
Thank
this
you.
kind of a question, it's out of 3, right? So this
Yes.
here is what should assist you. You see, when I say this here is what should assist you, I mean, um, it's what should give you the idea that you don't want to overthink this kind of a question. You almost want to think of it logically. When I say you want to think of it logically, I mean, firstly, do you see that you have a bracket squared? Do you see that?
Yes.
Do you see that here you also have another bracket squared? You see that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So the big idea is, if you're going to be creative with this question, the one thing you already know is one number squared plus any number squared. If you're going to get a 0, do you see that it is impossible for any of these two numbers to be anything bigger than 0 because you're plusing them anyway? I'll repeat. You have a number here. If you square it, it's always going to come out as a plus. You have another number here. If you square it, it's always going to come out as a plus. Now, if you're going to add any two numbers, if any of them is bigger than 0, there's no way the left side is going to be bigger than 0. Is that true?
Uh-huh.
Is that true?
Yes. Cannot put.
Yeah, none of these numbers can be bigger than 0, because if this is bigger than 0 and this is bigger than 0, when you will add them, you will not get a 0. You see, because this is automatically plusing. So that's the thing to catch out with this kind of a question. We need to realize that the reason why they're asking us to solve for x and y is because they know that this bracket here, we need to have been able to identify that it can only be equal to 0. And then what we also need to have identified is that the other bracket squared can also only be equal to 0. That's the only way these two added up can give us a 0, because you're plussing, you see. You're plussing two things that are squared, so they'll always come out as a positive number, or they can only either come out as a 0. So let's see what will cause this to be a 0. So obviously, fortunately, you can square it here. Square root of 0 is just a 0. The square root simple cancels the 2. So the negative y goes to the other side. And then you're solving for x and y. So you can leave this equation the way it is, because it's two variables. Y is equal to 3x. This side, you can do the same. Square root here, square root here. Square root of 0 is a 0. So this, and cancel this. This is minus 5. And then the minus 5 goes to the other side. Now you know that your x is a 5. So because your x is a 5, you can now then put it in this equation. Therefore, 3 times 5 equals y. Y is equal to 15. And then you have your x, and then you have your y. Because now if you throw x and y in this equation, you see, x is a 5, right? 5 here minus this is 15. So already 15 minus 15 is going to be a 0. For the other one, x is 5, 5 minus 5 is going to be a 0. So the left side will definitely be a 0. You see it?
Yes.
Fantastic. So in the next two tutorials, we're going to look at 1.1.3 and 1.1.4 over there.